This has Sharks fans fired up as multiple players and coaching staff come home from the World Hockey Championship with medals. We're going to talk about how big this is for the future of the Sharks and how they performed over there as well. So you're not going to want to miss this episode of Sharks Digest. But before we dive into all that, we got to say that 67% of you guys watching these videos aren't subscribed to the channel. So if you want to stay up to date on the latest news around the San Jose Sharks heading into a very busy offseason and a big draft, make sure down below and hit that subscribe button. But like I said, today was a big day over in Europe for the San Jose Sharks as Alex Wennberg played in the bronze medal game, as well as Will Smith, Ryan Warsofsky were in the gold medal game, and it all ended up coming out in the favor of the San Jose Sharks players and staff over there. As we see, they got the United States won the World Hockey Championship for the first time in, get this, 92 years. I couldn't believe that when I seen that. There's no way that this Team USA hasn't won it in that long, but yes, that is true. The first time in 92 years, they've got it done at the World Hockey Championship, and as we see, some notable Sharks players and staff were there in attendance, with Will Smith obviously having a great tournament for Team USA, all round robin long, all, kind of elimination stage long as well, had a great assist in the quarterfinal game. And then Ryan Warsofsky, a guy who was a part of the coaching staff over there, someone who I was really excited to see going into this tournament, because obviously we know how good of a coach he is, and he's such a young coach in this league, and nobody really knows what kind of style he's going to adapt as a coach right now. And I think he's, we give him a good team over at the World Championship with players like Tage Thompson, Matty Beniers, Logan Couture, Will Smith, a lot of great young American players. And we see the success that they had in this tournament. Yes, they did win in overtime with Tage Thompson getting the golden goal for the United States, but I think they played great all tournament long. They played great hockey, and it just shows how good this is for Ryan Warsofsky, because this is his third cup. He's got 2 Calder Cups under his belt now, and now he has a World Hockey Championship trophy. That's 3 for our guy Ryan, and I think there's a lot more to come for him. I think he's a fantastic coach. We see how good he coached with this roster that he had, a very stacked lineup over in Sweden, and now he's coming back to coach the Sharks next season, and I think we're really going to see a different Sharks team next year. I think he has that experience now to where he knows what's going to work for him going into matchups against opponents, and I think he really gained some valuable experience over there, especially coaching in such a high pressure scenario that is international hockey. So it's great for Ryan Warsofsky here. I'm so excited for this guy. I think this guy is going to be the coach that brings the Stanley Cup to the Bay Area. I really do believe that. I think he's a fantastic coach, and once these Sharks players develop and he can just plug them into the system that he has at their top potential, this team is going to be lethal, and there's nobody going to be stopping them. So I was excited to see how he could do with the roster he had, and what they do. They went out and win a gold medal, so great to see that from Ryan Warsofsky. But there was also another guy that you see in this picture, and that is Will Smith. And like I said, he had a fantastic tournament. As we see, in 10 games, he had 7 assists, and he was a +8 and had 1 gold medal. I think all of his points were assists. He didn't score in this tournament, but he had some beauty feeds, cross crease, great saucer pass assists as well in this tournament. And I think this was really a breakout tournament for him, where a lot of maybe American hockey fans didn't know what we were going to see out of such a young guy in this tournament. And I think he's really exceeded those expectations, looking at times like the best player on the ice on a pretty stacked American roster. And I think maybe if he can put up a good first half of the season this year, we could be talking about him making the Olympic team with how good he played in this tournament. You know how good he is in clutch time now, that maybe the people who are picking the Team USA for the Olympics are like, hey, we want this kid, Will Smith. He could be a spark in our lineup. And I really do think that. I think Will Smith had such a great second half of this season, I mean, he was almost a point per game player after the Four Nations tournament. So he really made a name for himself in that second half, and now putting his name up there kind of as a household name for most hockey fans, saying, hey, we got to watch out for this Will Smith guy, because it's not just Macklin who is doing numbers in San Jose. So I think this was a great coming out party for Will Smith in international play, and definitely a guy who's going to get definitely talked about for making this Olympic roster. I think if he's not even in talks, it's downright disrespectful how good this guy is. He's such a great playmaker, and he does have a great shot as well. You can't knock the kid for that. But just, he has such good vision, and just the way he can move the puck around and get around his defenders that are on him. He's just so good at that, and he's only going to get better. I mean, he's only a kid right now, and once he keeps getting this experience, he's only going to become a better player, and I'm excited to see if he'll make this Olympic team. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on that. Do you think he makes it? I'd love to see him make it. But there was also another guy over there that did not win gold medal, but won the bronze medal with Sweden in their home country, obviously in the bronze medal game, and it was a great game. Alex Wennberg, I don't think, had any points in this game, but it is great to see another guy, another Shark, come home with a medal. I think it was just great. I mean, if we take a look at his tournament, he had 4 points in 10 games. I think this is a guy who is really going to have an impact this season for the San Jose Sharks. I think he's going into a contract year as well. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but contract years are always my favorite years for players, because we always see them play higher or better than what they usually do, because they're trying to get that little bit of extra cash on their next deal. And I think Alex Wennberg is such a great player. I mean, we've seen him over there in the World Championship have a good tournament. We've seen him in San Jose all season long being a consistent player. I think this is what we're going to see out of Wennberg, and now getting that, maybe playoff type experience in an international tournament could help give this guy the boost that he needs in the NHL, and I'm really excited for him, and congrats to all the players and staff who got the medals over there today. Shout out to you guys. I think you did a tremendous job over there in Europe. But before we wrap up the video, I thought this was a very interesting tweet from Big Head Hockey that I had to share with you guys. They say this is the San Jose Sharks forward group if they draft Michael Misa at the draft, and we see here Toffoli, Celebrini, Smith. Then it would be William Eklund, Michael Misa, and Cam Lund. I think that second line would be lethal. I think the way, Misa plays, just how fast he is and how great he is at playmaking and his shot. I mean, he's such a well-rounded offensive forward, and he can win draws as well. I think him paired with William Eklund, I think these guys would be a lethal duo. And just looking at this, I mean, even Kovalenko, Wennberg, Dellandrea, Grundstrom, Goodrow, Graf, I don't think this is, it's not a, Stanley Cup winning roster, I don't think, but I do think it is a roster that could definitely put us over 25 wins or whatever it was we got this season. I think this is definitely a team that if they do go out, spend a bit of dough here in free agency, bring in some core guys, I think we could definitely see them potentially. I want to see it compete for a wild card spot. I think they have enough money to go out there and do that. And getting a guy like Michael Misa, the way his offense is going to be, I think this team could compete. Maybe I'm out of my mind here, but I definitely do think so, with just looking at this initial roster without any free agent signings. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts on everything World Hockey Championship related, and do you think the Sharks have a chance with a few key signings? I want to hear your guys' thoughts. If you enjoyed this one, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I've been your host, Casey. We'll catch you in the next one.